Well, hello everyone. I am back on live stream once again. It's been a while. I know it's probably going to be a little slow going for a bit since I have not been on, and I don't know if we're going to attract any of the audience tonight. I just had a weird thing. Everything just shut down about 30 seconds ago, so I just had to bring everything back up. A little weird. Hopefully, everybody who listens to this is doing well out there in the crypto space and life in general. Let me see if my voice meter is working correctly. It seems to. All right. I'll say hi to Tim here. I'm a little out of practice now. It's a little weird getting back in the saddle. Tim Shea says, "Hey," like what Tim Shea always says, the mayor of crypto. So tonight's stream, really, I wanted to go through just a few items. We're going to go over some XRP news, SBF, obviously, in the news quite a bit lately with the trial going on. It looks like it's just wrapping up here. I know the defense rested, I believe, today, and doesn't look very good for SBF going forward. I just don't see a way out of it for him unless he really, really can pull some strings out there in the political space and has some people who can save him. But I don't know if that's going to happen. That would be monumental, and I think fairly obvious if that were to happen. So we're going to talk about MMAI, and I know there's been some people who are a little bit down on it. They're a little bit depressed. I know some people, they got their emotions going and mixed inside their crypto bag, and I understand it. I've had a little verbal tussle with a couple people over the last few days on social media regarding it, and I'm going to give my opinion on what's happening, what we need to do to prepare. And you know what? I can go over things like, what I think the price might go to, right? What adoption may bring to price appreciation for MMAI. And, we've got other things like KTO, Kunatori, they're building a centralized exchange. They're still doing that. They've been doing that for over 2 years. And I don't really see the kind of, I don't know, depression, I guess, that the MMAI community might be in, or some people anyway, right? Some people are just happy to just hang on and have some patience and wait for things to come to fruition. But we're going to find out soon enough what happens with this wallet. But I am in for the long run, so I wanted to make sure that everybody understands what my take is, even though I'm sure nobody really cares. It's not really that important. But I am a pretty sizable holder of MMAI. I'm a strong believer. I've got 5 of the NFTs. So I've got some money involved. And I think if anybody's going to be, nervous about it, I would be, but I'm really not, because I'm not worried about the price of the token, right? And unfortunately, this comes with the territory that you just have to accept the truth that in these communities, whether they start out as a meme token or they started out as a community token, then try to turn into, a blue chip, basically, right? This is what we're trying to do with MMAI. Most of the people in the community are not really there for the project. They're not really there for the company or for the devs. They're there for themselves. They're there to make money. They want to see the chart go up so they can sell and they can move on, right? So that, they're not there for the community. They're not there for the project. So we have to understand that going into it. I know there's what is it? Just over 1,100. Let's see. Actually, I think just under 1,100. Let me get on Dex Tools here and see what we're looking at as far as the holders. I know it has gone down since the last time I've live streamed. It sucks, but I get it. I understand. Well, let's look at what else do I have? Why do I not have? Let's see, RFox. Here's MMAI. Okay. Right, the chart is terrible. It's horrible. It's what are you going to say about this chart, right? It looks like of just about every other chart, we've seen in this bear market, and it's probably going to continue until use case comes around. Now, if you saw my last video where I talked about is MMAI dead, right? I kind of a Halloween theme, let's dig a little deeper and all that. But no, it's not dead. They're still building. They're just not as communicative. I believe that's the word. As they used to be. And perhaps because there just isn't anything to update us on. I get that also. I would love Austin or Augie or somebody to have a weekly stream where they come on and they kind of let us know what they've talked about and what's happening behind the scenes, and give us some pictures and, hold our hand, through this process. But I don't think they can, and maybe they just don't want to. They may not find it helpful, for their schedule. So I thought I would start live streaming and bring some of this MMA so we can talk about it, right? There's at least something to talk about. I can throw some price projections, like I said, out there. Obviously not financial advice or any of that stuff, just things that I think where it could go based on market cap and the use case that we've got coming. So that is it. So if you guys have some comments and you want to throw in the, in the comment section down below, after this live stream's done, and you can feel free to comment on it and ask me questions or disagree with me all you want. I don't mind talking about it. It's okay if we disagree. I'll be respectful most of the time. I can get out of hand, a little out of pocket sometimes, but that is just dealing with me. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. So, and I think we already know that, right? We've got these other projects that have been building for, KTO has been out there for more than 2 years, right? Their chart is terrible too, right? But they don't have use case yet. Right? They've got the utility, right? We know what they want to do. We know what they're building, centralized exchange with NFTs that you can purchase to get discounts on, trading fees and things like that, and maybe make some passive income by staking. And that they have to figure that out in the regulatory environment that we're in. They've got to figure out how to make that all work, how to not, run afoul of the law, and follow all of the rules and restrictions that are going to be put upon the crypto space, coming over the next, several years, right? They've got to set themselves up for the long term. So, Tim, I hope you're doing well, sir. Mr. Mayo of Crypto, I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you being the first guy to comment on here. It's always fun, always good to see you. I wanted to just come back. I know it's been a long time. I've been absent, and I don't want people to think like, oh, he's coming back because the market's starting to go up and he's, going to gain some subscribers or whatever. But that is not the case. All right. I'm not a fair weather crypto friend. I am here for the long term. I've been in this for 6 years. But the live streaming and the video production takes time. And in the summer, which is when I really slowed down, I like to golf a lot. So I'm outside a lot. I started a new garden project this last year or this spring, and it took up a lot of time. There just isn't a lot of time to, sit and do videos and live streams. Plus, obviously, the bear market, it wasn't very exciting. So I decided to take, some time off and slow the channel down. And I understand, the algorithm stops working for me and I'm not going to get any subscribers or get too many views. And I'm not really worried about that. I don't do YouTube because it pays me. It certainly doesn't pay me. I do it because I enjoy it. I do it because I love, conversing and networking with the people that I know and that I've met, like Mr. Tim Shea out there, KK. Hello to you. I appreciate you being here. And everybody that I've met along the way, and I really want to continue that. And so now, summer is gone, winter is upon us, and I've got a lot of time to spend indoors, over the next many months. So I am going to be here, whether you like it or not. And Tim says, I'm not worried either, Sean. I know they're working on security for the wallet. Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. And let me be clear with this. If you think that, if you're really concerned about a project because they stopped the communication, I get it. I mean, it totally makes sense based on past projects and past experiences in the crypto space. I mean, none of them, how many over the last couple of years can you remember lasted long term, and then were successful at the end, right? None, zero. We've got zero projects that have started, went through a long period of building, kept the community in check, able to communicate with everybody, and then came out on the other side with a successful, ready-to-use project or, a product or a service. Zero. There aren't any. And that's the issue today that we're dealing with is people have these emotions about these projects and about what does and what doesn't work. And so far, none of them have really worked, and everybody's been screwed. And we see all the rug pulls that go on. And keep in mind also, once this, if this is the start of a bull run, and I don't know if it is or not, you're going to see another 1,000 different Inu tokens come out, rug pull scams, whatever you want to call them, and everybody's going to run to those. Everybody's going to run to those first because either they're coming in new because they see all the interest going on in crypto, they see some people making some money, and they're going to run to those scams first. And they're probably not going to go to the more established projects like MMAI that's been out there and been building. They may look at it and say, hey, this has been around for over a year. They really haven't done much. The price action, which is really all they're looking at, is the price action. It hasn't done much. I'm going to go over to this new shitcoin and see if I can't, 1,000x my money in 20 minutes. And that's what's going to happen, unfortunately. And a lot of people are going to lose a lot of money, which is why I really, really want to emphasize the fact that I'm not going to get involved. I don't even want to talk about these shitcoins that exist out there. The Pepes and the, whatever else is going on right now. I don't want it on the channel. I think it's bad for crypto. Thinking about these things, for many months, I think ultimately, if you've been in crypto for some time and you're smart about your investing and you know what you're doing, all we're doing here is we're promoting these shitcoins, and we're taking from the new people who don't know what they're doing, and we're just putting in the pockets of the people who have experience and know how to trade and know how to get in and get out of these things. I don't like that. I don't think it's right. I think it's bad for the space. I think that's what's wrong with crypto. And when people look from the outside and they see these things that are rug pulling, they see these actions being brought by the SEC, right? We just had one today with what was it? There was a big one that came out. I didn't even forget the name of it, but I just noticed it at the end of the day. I was at work, just kind of flipping through the internet before I left. If you guys know it, just throw it in the comments. Let's see. Hey, KK. Hey, Tim. Let me know what you guys think. I mean, do you think I'm barking up the wrong tree? Do you think I have a grasp on what's happening here? People have opinions. You're the real one. I appreciate that. I really do. And I try. And I do pride. I don't know everything. I'm not an expert on anything. I've made and lost money in this space. I've been screwed over by rug pulls and scams, just like a lot of us have, right? And I've learned, what to do, what not to do. I tend to just buy and hold. And I also pride myself on the fact that I can see both sides. I can understand why people get into, the Inu tokens, because they saw the bull run of the past. And they saw these crazy gains that they were getting. And maybe people didn't see all the people that got wrecked, right? Because most of the people who got into those got wrecked. Most of the people. A few people who got in the very beginning, a few people who knew what was going on, a few people behind the scenes. Those are the people who made the real money. And if you were to get in and get out and broke even on it, like, you were fortunate. Most people lost money in every single one of those. And that's just a fact. My Ultra Journey, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. What's up? I'm doing well. I can't complain. Even if I did, nobody really cares. So I do appreciate you being here. Hopefully you're good. Hopefully everybody's good. Everybody's been behaving themselves out there. Maddie B, thanks for coming in. I appreciate that. Good evening to all. Good evening to you, sir. I appreciate that. It's been a little while. I know it's probably been maybe 4 months since I've had a live stream, and I've had very few videos. So it's been a while. I find it. I did a video the other day, and it was just weird. I felt like I was starting over again. Excuse me. CODM and crypto. You're a new guy that I think I just subscribed to maybe a week or two ago. I appreciate you. I appreciate you showing up. See, I can't even speak. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate that. Let me know what you think about these community tokens and how the patience required now that we know what they're supposed to be doing. I think this is going to show us, and this is going to be a pattern for future projects. And I think we're going to look back at something like Kunatori or MMAI, or even maybe if Neuroni is able to make it, or Main Token, or any of these guys are able to figure it out and be successful long term. And of course, for me, it's especially MMAI. But we're going to look back, and these guys may be that pattern that new ones are going to have to be, molded on, because before we're all starstruck with, the bells and the whistles and the taglines, and they're gonna have NFT platforms, and they're gonna have a new wallet out that's going to do this and that. It's going to be crazy, but we never saw really, behind the scenes. We never really got the devs, to throw themselves on camera and put themselves out there, and we assumed it was going to be, a week, 2 weeks, like they were going to have something magically out in just a short amount of time, and that never happened. And then the community gets restless, and we say, hey, what's going on? And they're like, well, we're struggling because clearly we have no idea what we're doing. We've never done this before. We don't have the experience. We probably don't have the money or the backing. And that's when they start backing away slowly while they're selling that liquidity, buying themselves Lambos and driving off into the sunset. That's unfortunately been 99.9% of all the projects we've looked at in this community space, right? And I know you guys have been there. But now you see a real company, right? This is multiple companies in MMAI that really exist. They're in the real world. They've got headquarters, one in Southern California, one over in Seoul, South Korea, or not Seoul, but I forget what city it is. They've got a university that they bring in grad students, and they get their PhDs in these crazy technical fields, and they're helping people do that, and then sending them back to their own country so they can use that technology and that experience and education to help further their own communities. I love that as well. So we're going to look back, and we're going to see that MMAI took the time required, right? They didn't probably realize in the very beginning, because this thing was slated when it first came out as, hey, we've got utility ready to go, right? And so we're thinking, all right, this is just a few weeks away, maybe a couple of months away. But that never happened. And I think that probably surprised them as well. And they realized there's a lot more that goes on in this before you can actually release something to the public, right? This isn't some Shibarium crap or some other thing that only exists in the crypto space. This is something that is going to exist in the public, right? We're going to put this wallet out to everybody, not just people who are into crypto, right? I want that wallet to be easy to use, basically noob friendly, right? I've got to be able to give that to my mom, and she can go in there and figure out fairly quickly, after KYC and all that, how to buy Bitcoin, or how to buy MMAI, or how to buy SHIB, or whatever it is she might want to buy. And I think they're onto something when I beta tested that wallet, and I still have it on my phone, that it's very simple and very easy to use. And if they get, the little things that I complained about, on my video, I think that's going to really go far in the space. And obviously, it's got to be secure. They're going through security audits. It's going to take time. But back to my story about how this is going to be, I think the standard, right? We're going to get into a crypto project sometime in the future, right? I guarantee you we're going to do it. We're going to say, hey, that looks cool. I'm going to buy in. I'm going to try to get it on the pre-sale. I can get behind this company. I like what they're doing. I like the ideas, the concepts. It looks like they've got the proper experience and backing behind them. The money seems to be there. I'm going to throw my hat in the ring. I'm going to throw some dollars at this one. And now I expect it to take a lot of time, right? And that's what it should take, right? There's no way these guys come together. They need a pre-sale for money, which MMAI didn't need the money. They have the money. The money they made on pre-sale of these tokens is absolutely nothing compared to what they've spent so far. But we don't want to go into it again thinking, if they're just going to pull a rabbit out of their hat after a month and come out with some miracle project or product or service that's going to just moon your bag after a month. Like, that's just not realistic. And I think we now really understand, based on a real company with real experience in the space, it takes them this long. It's been a year so far, a little over a year. And it may be a couple more months before the wallet comes out. It may be, Q2 of 2024 before the blockchain comes out. In my video, I think I said I'm looking probably 12 months before the metaverse is maybe even ready to start introducing those property NFTs. I've got 5 of them Okay. I mean, I can't wait to get involved in that and have that be, part of my daily activity where I'm going to go into the metaverse and I'm going to check out. Let's see if I can get myself a shop. Maybe I can figure out something to sell online, or I just have advertising space and I get out there and I look and see the metadata, associated with that and see how many eyeballs basically were able to see this sign and how many people clicked on something, or you know what I mean, that kind of stuff. That's what I'm looking for in the future. With that comes price appreciation. Obviously, I want that as well, but I'm not looking to just come in, buy a bag, hope for the best, and then the second this thing hits, all-time high again, I'm just going to, cash out and I'm gone to the next one. That's not what I'm here for. Sorry to ramble on and rant, but I've been holding that in for several months now. Let's see. Hey, Maddie. Hey, Timsky. Where's Timsky? I didn't see Timsky. Maddie B, I have Ben V2. Please no. Please don't do that. Ben V2. God, that whole Ben controversy shit show that turned into, it's incredible. The guy you thought he was, I listened to him a couple of years ago, right? And this was when I was before I had my channel. I listened to him and I was okay. He's entertaining. He brings some information. I thought some value to the space, but he turned into Jerry Springer. Like it's crazy what he's done. Maybe he's got some mental issues. Maybe he needs a little bit of counseling, or maybe he's just he's just that kind of guy where he doesn't really care. He's going to throw himself out there, and he probably maybe he's doing it for money or for fame. And fine. That's if he can handle that, good for him. Unfortunately, for his family, I feel for him. But Ben Armstrong, I mean, that the dude I think needs some help. Let's see. How much does a 1000x tweet create an irresponsible space? Well, I'm going to say it's very harmful, and I guess it all depends on context. There, CODM, CNC, I'll call you. It all depends on the context, right? If it's a joking thing, right, and we know people love to just put out these headlines, this token's going to 1000x, this thing's going to moon, you know what I mean? This thing's going to, retire you early, things like that people are trying to portray as, somewhere near reality. Yeah, that's irresponsible, 100%. I don't like it. And it's not that, look, I think MMAI could 1000x. I mean, it's possible. I don't know if it will. But these things are possible out there. But if you're trying to create a buzz, or you're trying to drive traffic to something, you're trying to get clicks, you're trying to get that clout based on, a what do you want to call it? We'll just call it an irresponsible headline, 1000x, 10,000x. Yeah, that's troublesome. And especially to new people. The old people like me, I understand it doesn't mean anything to me. I know it's not real. I don't believe in those things. I don't follow because somebody says that. I'm not going to go out and buy something because they think it's going to 1000x. If they think it's going to 1000x and I trust the source and I think they're an authority, I would have to question why they would put out a headline like that. But I would go and do my own research and say, hey, is there more to this thing? But yeah, no, I don't care for those. I think we all know those are bad. The new guy coming in, they may look at that and say, hey, this guy's, maybe he's got an account that's got 10,000 followers and he's been online for several years. It doesn't matter if this guy is known to shill shit coins in the past. A new guy doesn't know that. A new guy comes in, or girl. I'm not just deciphering one way or the other, right? A new person comes in. Uh-oh. Okay. Hope we didn't. I lost my entire computer like literally a minute before I started the live stream, so and making me a little nervous right now. Yeah, new guy doesn't know that this guy has shilled shitcoins before and got people wrecked. He just thinks, hey, this guy's an authority. He's been around a while. I'm going to drop some money into this, before it's too late. That gets people wrecked. That's definitely irresponsible. It's immoral, in my opinion. Tim, let's see. Crypto Smith, I've been saying all the time, too many shitcoins, money be spread out and not too good. Yes. And we see that in this space all the time where people are taking good money out of good projects, or maybe even blue chips. Maybe you've got some Bitcoin on the side. You're like, you know what? I'm going to siphon off a little Bitcoin, and I'm going to go throw it into Pepe. Well, I mean, you're throwing bad money from good money. Me being the guy I am, I look at that now and say, look, you can, maybe you make money, right? Maybe you got lucky and you made a little money off of one of these, dog shit coins. That doesn't make it a good decision. Just because you made money on it doesn't make it a good choice, right? I think you have to handle yourself in this space and learn and understand and grow and don't make bad decisions. Now, if you're just a gambler, you're a degenerate gambler, which I've done in the past, I may do in the future. I'm not going to publicize that. I'm not going to do stories on it or videos on it. I may behind the scenes throw $100 or something, just see if I can get a little extra money. If I lose it, who cares? It's not a big deal. But yeah, Matty B, I agree with you 100%. There's too much of that going on out there, and there's too many people. And I'm not going to say they're promoting these things, but just by talking about them, and they have a channel, and they've got a source for people to listen to, and they may be considered authorities in a space. I think that's bad. I think that's bad for the crypto space in general. SafeMoon, exactly. Thank you, Matty B. SafeMoon. So SafeMoon, they arrested, I think, 2 people from SafeMoon. Let me get on here and look at the headline, because that's crazy. Yep, here we go. Reuters, big time news organization. Oh my God. See, now I got this stupid crap. I don't know what to do here. Let's get out of that. Let me go to Crypto Basic. Let's check out this article, because this is going to let you know that they're looking at these projects. And I don't see it in here. It may have been too late for some of these places to get headlines on it. A lot of FTX news. Anyway, I know what happened. They arrested the two of the 3, I think, founders on fraud charges. Now, this isn't something that we're going to investigate. They arrested them, right? These are going to be federal felony charges, and basically stating that they pretended to lock up liquidity, and then they drained liquidity, bought themselves Lambos and mansions, and went on fancy vacations to fund their fancy lifestyle, and now people are left holding the bag. So I'm assuming they've got some sort of evidence here, but then again, it's the SEC who filed the lawsuit, and we know what absolute dickheads these guys are. Like, it's just, they admitted as much as going after Ripple, going after the 2 CEOs of Ripple, just to try to garner some favor in case there was any negotiations to go on. Right? That's what they do. They claimed, or they admitted in previous interviews, they like to go after the heads of these companies that they're suing, to just see if they can get a little extra leverage on the situation. Not that they did anything wrong, not that they're going to charge them with any crime, but they're just going to note them in a lawsuit just to make them squirm a little bit, make them spend some extra money, and hopefully that's going to get them to come to the table and settle early on, so they don't have to go through this long, drawn-out court battle. Well, we all know what happened there, right? Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson basically gave him the finger and said, "We got deep pockets. Let's take this to the mat," and they did. And the SEC at the end of the day had to drop the charges on them, because they knew they were completely screwed. Had they gone to court, or had they gone through with that trial that was set to go on here early next year, and they would have got demolished. It would have been a horrible situation for the SEC. All of the evidence that would have had to have come out, the witnesses they would have called, like Bill Hinman, right? That would have been a disaster in and of itself. So we see the kind of suits they bring. So, I mean, I don't want to say I hope SafeMoon gets what they got coming, but I guess if they did something wrong and they screwed people out of money, then yeah, they're going to get what they have coming, and they should. But the SEC doesn't have the exact best reputation right now for legitimately going after people. So we're going to see what's going to happen with this. There's still one of the guys is still at large, from what I heard earlier. Gamble on shitcoins, but invest in good projects. You can do that, yeah, and I don't mind. Right, this is just my opinion, right? I just, I'm not God. I can't decide what's right or wrong for you. I might, and actually probably not really putting any more money into these, shit coins. And if you don't like the term, I apologize, but this is my unfiltered live stream. So there's going to be a little bit of swearing going on. I'm not trying to get monetized on this. Don't really care. I'm just going to say it like it is, right? This is how I talk normally, on a day-to-day basis. I work with plumbers. So you can imagine, actually, this is nice, Sean, right? This is Sean who's being nice right now and respectful. But yes, you can gamble on the S coins, but invest in good projects. I would say don't advertise, don't try to get other people into it. Like for me, since I have a channel, I'm not going to do videos on it. I'm not going to mention it in social media on X. Just for my own benefit. I just don't want to put that negativity out there and have somebody look at me who's new to the space and be like, oh, this guy's got a YouTube channel. He must be smart. He must know what he's talking about. He's got experience. I'm going to do whatever he says or whatever he talks about, even though I don't promote it. But talking about it is a form of promotion, and it gets, unfortunately, it gets people wrecked. They lose money. And I don't want to think that I had something to do with somebody losing money. Not that that's not happened before, because I'm sure it has. Marty, how you doing, Marty? Good to see you. Thanks for showing up. I appreciate it. My first live stream back here in pre-winter. Hey, Brew. Sup, Tim? You look like a young gamer. I look like a young gamer. Well, I'm not young. I appreciate that. That's very nice. Actually, you know what? I've got some news I'm going to share. I'll share with you guys because you're here on my first live stream back. Channel's going to take a little bit of a turn. There's going to be a little bit of a change. I'm still crypto project, all that kind of stuff. Just my format, I think, is going to change a little bit because I'm about to embark in the sim racing world. Now, I've got two boys really into sim racing. I've always wanted to be a race car driver, just probably like most boys growing up, or maybe most boys or girls. I don't know. But I know that depends on where you live, your money status, that kind of stuff. It kind of determines whether you could even try to, race any kind of car, dirt bikes or stock cars or little midget cars or whatever it is. It is dictated by where you live. Me here, where I live, I would have to drive many, many hours to go, on any kind of racetrack somewhere or any kind of series to race seriously. And I don't really have the money for that. But I also wanted to get my pilot's license, and I did this many, many years ago. I started it, got a few hours under my belt, got some of the schooling in, but ran out of money. I was a younger kid, didn't really have a great job, kind of bouncing around. So wasn't able to finish that, but that was on my bucket list. If I build myself a real racing simulator, with an aluminum profile chassis and the nice force feedback steering wheel and pedals and all that kind of stuff and triple monitors, kind of a nice setup. I'm going to do that. So I'm going to do that over the next couple of months. And then I'm going to be live streaming and shooting my videos from the seat of that cockpit, which shouldn't change much. It'll just change. It'll look a little bit different, but the seats are super comfortable, right? Those guys, it's crazy. If you've never looked up sim racing, you'd think, oh, it's just some kids racing on their computer. It's insane what these guys can do. They go through races and they sit there as if it's a real race, and they can sit in that chair for 2 or 3 hours at a time. I don't know if I really want to try that. I don't know if I have the endurance to sit, on my old butt for 2 or 3 hours. That may be a little extreme, but I want to test the waters and get into it. And I'm in a place in my life where I could probably do that. And also it brings me a little closer to my boys because they're really into that. And, as we get older and my kids are in college now and they don't live with us, any chance that a parent can have to try to get a little closer and, have a little more, something in common, as they kind of move away, for me is important. So, and I think for parents, that's probably an important thing too. And I love sim racing. I've done it in the past, and I think it's going to be a blast to build these things. And I'm going to record all that stuff, building and putting the stuff together and starting the kind of that, sim racing career, if you will. So I'm looking forward to that. I think it's going to be fun. But Sniff, I appreciate you showing up, bud. It's been a long time. I know it's been many months since I've seen you on my live stream, or since I've even live streamed. So I do appreciate you coming back. Hey, Marty. Hey, Sniff. Omniflix. Don't know what that is. Don't know what it is. I don't know if I Sniff from experience. I'm not sure I want to look it up and get started on that right now, but I appreciate you throwing it out there. Daniel Gayton in the house. Daniel, it's been a minute, sir. Daniel, I do appreciate Daniel for this. He has got me into Twitter Spaces, and I didn't think, or X Spaces now. Forgive me if I confuse the two. But Daniel has gotten me way more comfortable coming into Twitter Spaces and talking on that. So I do appreciate you for that, Daniel. Among other things, being a good friend in the space. Thanks for joining me on my first live stream back here, coming into winter. Maddie B, hi, Daniel. Everybody's saying hi. Anti-Rock. I remember Anti-Rock was one of the first, on my live streams. He's been here with me for a long time, as he has with some of the other channels. I do appreciate you, Anti-Rock. Thanks for coming in. Darling Inner. Hello, sorry for bothering you. Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, let's move on. I'm Timsky. Okay, thank you. I knew there was that connection somewhere in here, and you've just nailed it for me. Appreciate that, Timsky. Anti-Rock, hi. Sorry, I'm way, here we are back to standard, way behind on the chat. Anti-Rock, he a real dummy. Probably talking about Ben. What's his name? Ben Dum Dum. Hey, Daniel, let's see. Maddie, you were right. Yeah. You have follow, so $50 double my money. Aware of the risks. Yeah. Maddie, you've been in the space a while, so you know what you're getting into, right? Not a lot of new people, I think, have come in lately. But if this bull run we think is going to start, and I think it's only going to start if they actually approve a spot Bitcoin ETF. And I know this Bitcoin has kind of been predicated upon, everybody's hyped for that. The sprinkle in a little bit of good XRP or Ripple news, and everybody's kind of poised and coiled, to jump once the SEC gives the nod for the ETF. But what if they don't? What if they kick this can down the road another, 45 days or 3 months? All right, what's going to happen then? I think we're going to see some price movement, probably not in the direction we want to see it. You never know what a project's going to do. Watch out for your pockets. None of these devs or CEOs care about you. Make your money. Yeah, I agree with you, Daniel. None of them do. You got to put your faith in something. And I know where I've got mine. And I can look at these things and assess the risk and assess, okay, these guys are kind of putting their professional name on the line, for this. So, I think they're going to deliver. I think it just takes a lot more time than any of us, including them, really thought it was going to take. And maybe these audits take a lot longer than they thought it was going to take. Ironing all the bugs out, getting the security features, dialed in. Because we've talked about this before. This wallet comes out, they get one chance in this wallet. This wallet comes out, and there's some sort of security leak. Somebody loses money or whatever. Like, it's over. That's the end of it. And these are the risks you take. So that's what we're doing here. Thanks, Daniel, for that. I do agree with you. Yep, Daniel, hold to no one. Safe Moon arrests are good to the space. People scam, need to go to jail. Maybe next time you come along, think twice before scam. Yeah, they had. I mean, if it was a scam, and then they've been, intentionally doing this. I mean, they've done it for quite a while. I mean, Safe Moon's been around for a minute. I hope it's not true, but I know their charts down, 90% or more, from all-time high. So it's not looking good. But if they did scam, yeah, they need to be held accountable. Absolutely. I think it needs to be public. I think, not drug through the street, but the SEC is going to want to make examples out of these guys. So Maximus Crypto, just here for a bit to drop my support. Go Sean, watching the World Series. Hi, Sean. Maddie, Daniel, Tim, Shay, Anti-Rock, KK, and everyone else. Smash that like. Yeah, I appreciate that. Max, you're probably still not here because I'm behind on the chat. I know, just like you'd like to get behind on the chat on your live streams. But but thanks for stopping in. I'll hopefully we'll talk soon. And I love the channel with Will Fix is his name. Seems like a great guy, very knowledgeable. Love what you guys are doing. Keep it going on. Really appreciate that. There's a lot of blue chip memes and mid cap docs and undocs devs that have all rugged. Yes, they're everywhere. I mean, they're everywhere. Do they rug on purpose, right? Did they rug because they just didn't know what they were doing? I mean, there's all sorts of reasons for it. At the end of the day, people lose their money, and if those things are publicized out there, then this is what the crypto space looks like, right? And you got people like Senator Warren out there saying, Hamas, they're getting all their money from crypto, even though it's been proven to be untrue. All it takes is people to say that, and then look at FTX, and then look at these guys, and look at SafeMoon, and look, you know what I mean? And they point to all these things, and you go, okay, you're right. There's a lot of scams here, but there's a lot of scams using the dollar as well, right? I mean, most crimes are committed using the U.S. dollar, but we're not, trying to put that out of business. So we have to keep this in proper context, right? So I think promoting, promoting is a tough word, right? That's going to be a tough thing in the future. But even just talking about stuff, if people think you're an authority, they're going to think you know what you're doing, and they're going to kind of run along with you. So just got to be careful, man. Just got to be careful. I mean, MMAI could rug, right? They could run into some complications or some, regulation, they've run afoul of, and, get put out of business. I mean, who knows, right? That it could happen. I guess that's a possibility. I could lose all my money. That's the risk I'm willing to take. But I'm looking at the horses that I can study, that I can get behind, that I can do some research on, that have real world businesses. They have something. These guys have something to lose. I'm sure they're going to be just fine if they don't follow through on this, and it just doesn't work out. They're going to be fine. They're going to be able to land back on their feet. I'll be okay. I think the rest of us will probably be fine. Hey, Max. Hi to Max. Everybody's saying hi. Sean. Jonathan has got the Ponzi's covered. Yes, John. Yeah, I haven't even looked at his channel in a while. I love the way he talks, and I love the way his presentation. I don't even know if I'm subscribed to him anymore, but I couldn't deal with the bouncing around from one to the other. He's great charisma, but I think he was like a preacher or something before, and he kind of really went the other direction with it. Talk about memes because they're part of crypto, and they will always be here. There's good ones, bad ones. Yeah, I don't know. This is where we're going to disagree, Daniel, and we probably always will. The meme tokens. Now, community tokens are one thing. It depends on what their utility might be or what their use case is going to be someday. But the meme tokens that I consider, those are generally the ones that have no utility, right? They don't, and maybe they don't pretend to have utility, or they pretend they're going to have utility, but it's never going to work out. Like, they're never going to be able to work that out. So, I'm just going to disagree. I don't think any of them are really going to make it. That's just my thing. And look at, I look at stuff like Shiba Inu, and I still think it's a shitcoin. Like, they're going, how many people are still really interested in the project, in what they're doing? Or are those people only interested in price action, right? Are we just here for the money, right? Are we not here to support any good project to help crypto, move forward and get that mass adoption? Or are we just here to get $1? And I think maybe that's the difference. We have too many race car things. And PA, are you? I don't know if you're here. Where's PA? I mean, I know PA in the U.S. is Pennsylvania, and I think there's a lot of racing there. I have my pilot's license, and I have flight sim. Excellent. Yeah, I think I remember you saying that before, and that's awesome, dude. I'm so jealous that you got your pilot. How often are you able to fly? How often do you actually get out? This good Daniel, my brother of pilot. Sniff high. Omniflix is. I'm going to write it down just because I'm curious. I'm going to write it down, and I'm going to have to look it up later. Let's see. I don't think a true bull till Fed have one pivot. Yeah, the Fed is not pivoting right now. I don't, that they decided to hold steady right now, but they did indicate, they're certainly willing to, kick it up a notch and raise that rate again. If they think they need to. I don't think they need to. I think, they've done enough damage as it is. They keep talking about, oh, it's going to be a soft landing, a hard landing. We don't really know. Nobody has any idea. They're just going to keep monkeying around with the financial policy, until they either completely just wreck everything, or until, the economy itself, because the economy is enormous, right? It's really hard to really affect the economy. And I think it's not gone down as much as they thought it was going to go, because it's kind of really a bit more, robust, to use an awesome Austin term he likes to use. Very robust economy here in the U.S. It's hard to kill it. I mean, if they're trying, they're doing a good job, but it may not crash like they think it's going to. Max is still here. I appreciate you, Max. You guys remember the Virginia Tech shooter from 2007 named Sung Hoi? I don't want to butcher his name, even though I guess if he was a shooter, I don't really care. I wonder if he's a crisis actor now, goes by George from SRS. He got his channel taken down, didn't he? I think I remember Rodney doing a video I guess his channel got taken down, or his channel got taken down temporarily and then back up. And I don't know, there was some fight. The drama in the crypto space is fierce. And if there's somebody who does a great job with that drama, it is My Crypto Journey. Rodney does a good job of covering, that kind of drama with Ben and all that. So it's entertaining. I like to listen for entertainment. Yeah, Will Fix is the man. Longtime friend of 21 years. Nice. I didn't know you guys were friends in the past or in the present. I am DPG Maximus. He is DPG Will Fix. Oh, okay. He used to be co-leader of DPG, our gaming group. Nice. Gaming. There you go. Gaming. Well, good for you. I'm glad you guys are friends. You've been friends for a long time. That's super cool to see. I don't think I can even name anybody besides my family that I've known for 21 years and still talk to, because people usually think, hey, that guy's an a-hole. I'm not going to talk to him anymore. And I tend to lose people that way, but that's all right. I like to be a loner. Tim Shade, just speculating. Quality Crypto. Hey, Sean, just dropping in to say hi. Bedtime now. Good to see you streaming like old times. I appreciate that, Quality Crypto. If you guys don't know, and you guys haven't checked out Quality Crypto's channel, go to his channel. He did a lot of content. He used to do a lot of content on, I can't even remember what we call those things, because it's been a while since I've even looked at them. Basically, where you put money in and you get passive income. I used to do a lot of those. He really changed up. He's got his face out on there, putting himself out there in the mainstream. So I really like listening to him. Go give him a like or a subscribe. Actually, let me see if I can find him here. Quality. There he is, right there. Quality Crypto. Boom. Let's do this. Let's copy. I'm just going to throw it in here. Maybe Tim already beat me to it. I don't know, because I can't see that. Boom. Go give this dude a subscribe. Oh, looks like George Santos trying to get him out fails. That's insane, right? I hate looking at politics right now. It's just an absolute mess. It's just a shit show. Quality Crypto, thanks for showing up, man. I appreciate it. Hey, Quality. Man, the guy at Boba Place must saw the inner Wilford Brimsley and took a look at me and said, diabetes, because my mango smoothie has no sugar in it. Nah, that's funny. That's funny. Mango smoothie has no utility, as in no sugar. Nice. I mean, but it does have utility, right? It's quenching your thirst, and you like it. So therefore, it had utility when you thought about it, and you gave it use case, right? That's the difference. That's something, what's funny is just recently I just started considering the difference between utility and use case, and where the separation is, right? And so if you haven't thought about it, utility is that idea that somebody has, right, in this crypto space that we're talking about. What are they going to do, right? What are they trying to do? What's their goal? What's their purpose? Use cases when it actually comes to fruition, and it's actually being used out there in the market. That's the two. One can have utility but no use case, like MMAI. MMAI has utility, has lots of utility, but currently has zero use case. And that's what we're waiting for. That's what everybody's on the edge of their seat for. Max, isn't mango really sweet? Imagine it is. Sugar is bad for you, but vegetable seed oils like canola and palm oil are way worse. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Agree 100%. Supposed to be. This one has no flavor. No flavor. Why? Monk fruit. Yeah, that's got all the sugar or the sweetness, not the sugar. I got Wilford Brimsley version. I got Rug. Nice. Let's see. Never tried it. Fly a lot. With my job, I can get into and out of small airports that allow me to be home more. Nice. So you pilot a lot. Is that what you're saying? Because I want to make the distinction here. I fly too, but I'm not a pilot. So you're saying you pilot a lot? Because that's super cool, Daniel. If that's the case, man, you got to come over here to Boise and pick me up. Just sub to Quality Crypto. Thank you, Max. I appreciate that. There we go. We just got it out there. Sniff, healthy and good if you want to sweeten almost anything. Yeah, monk fruit is. It definitely has a lot of sweetness to it. Bobby Knight, legendary Indians coach, has just. Oh shoot! I'm sorry. I can say shit on my channel. That sucks. Not a basketball fan, but I definitely know who Bobby Knight is. Isn't he the guy who liked to throw a chair or two, didn't he? Yes, I agree, Tim. Very intense. Yes. Okay. Excellent. That's good to hear, man. I'm really, really happy for you for that. So before we get out of here, because I don't know if we're going to keep this to an hour, maybe just a little bit more, but there's a couple of things I wanted to talk about. XRP, of course, has been in the news a lot. I think XRP is going to get a lot of coverage in the coming, let's say, bull cycle we're going to go through, right? It's been in the news a ton for the last 2 years because of the lawsuit and what they're trying to build. Now, it's, this is one of those things where they've got a ton of utility and not a lot of use case going on right now. So, and that's what we're waiting for most things. And I'll say it again, that I think we initially thought maybe a year ago the next bull run was going to be a utility run, and unfortunately, unfortunately we're not there yet. It just doesn't seem that way. So, you can say Bitcoin's going to have utility because the spot ETF, spot ETF, I'm sure is going to get approved at some point. That's going to give Bitcoin more utility and more use case, right? It's because these BlackRocks and Grayscales and these guys are going to have to buy up a lot, and then they're going to dilute it, and then they're going to come out with derivatives, and then they're going to manipulate the market and all the kind of stuff they do with everything, and basically ruin it and turn the crypto market into the stock market or into precious metals, where everything is just manipulated, and you're not really gaining as much, and there's not much volatility there to make that money we're used to making. But for this next run, this may be another hype run, right? And I think that's kind of where we're going to go. I think it's another hype run. Hopefully at some point in the next couple of years, we're really going to see things starting to take off as far as use case. So XRP decouples from Bitcoin. Now, realistically, no. In the short time frames, yes, they have. Now we're up to 60 cents. And, these are clearing out those people who said, XRP is never going to get out of the 30 cents, never going to get above 40, it's never going to get above 50. Now they're saying, oh, it's never going to be $1 again. You know what I mean? There's always somebody back there, poo-pooing whatever it is you've got your money into. And I've got my money into XRP, and I've got it into MMAI, and that's pretty much the bulk of my investment right now. Sad to say, I had to liquidate a little bit of XRP in the recent past because I had some things I had to deal with. And I had to, kind of move other stuff around. So I'm trying to build that one back up, and I don't mind buying at 60 cents. Right? I think it's still really low, but they're trying to say that XRP is decoupled, and I just don't think that's the case long term. XRP is rallying in October, shifting gears after breaching resistance point at 60 cents. The latest XRP resurgence stems from 6.7% jump in price on the back of sustained accumulation. Okay, a lot of these things also come on the back of good news for Ripple. And that's, I don't know, they don't want to say that because it makes it look like Ripple somehow is controlling the price. But we know that's not the case. Current on-chain data shows 130% jump in XRP's trading volume, valued at $2.3 billion, while XRP can boast of an energized trading uptick in recent times. 2.3 billion volume stands as one of its best daily figures for October. That's a lot of trading volume. Okay, there's a lot of interest in XRP, and some of this could be institutional getting ready. Some of these guys, now that we've got legal clarity in the market, at least in the U.S. market, and I think the rest of the world has already stated that XRP is not a security; it's a commodity or currency. But now in the U.S., a judge has stated it is not, in and of itself, it is not a security, which to me is astounding that we even have to go through these hoops. It's ridiculous. Why is it ridiculous? Because there is not an asset in the world that has ever been deemed to be a security. The asset itself, not one time in the history of history, has anything ever been determined to be a security in and of itself. And the XRP or the SEC and Bitcoin maxis and Ethereum maxis, they all wanted to come out and say, "Oh, XRP, it's definitely a security." Well, how can the asset itself? It's just a piece of code. How can itself be a security? It can be offered as an illegal security offering or offered as a security, but the asset itself is never a security. There's never one ever been listed as a security. So why we keep going down this road is insane to me. So I'm hoping somebody who's much, much smarter than I am can explain to me why we keep going down that road and we're trying to say that this certain asset is a security, this one isn't a security. Okay, the asset is never a security. People who say that are stupid. I'm going to say other words, but I don't want to say that. People who say those things are uneducated. They're just dumb, right? They're just dumb people. So I want to put that one to bed right there. Okay, so we're not going to talk about anything as being a security or not a security. Okay, they can offer it as a security, it can be sold as and packaged as a security. The scheme itself can be an illegal offering using a certain asset. I mean, you could use trading cards or cars themselves or anything that has any kind of value can be sold as an illegal security or sold as a security. So there. So hopefully you learned something today. Besides the price glitch observed on Binance earlier today, and I know this is one of those things I just don't know what to think about because price glitches happen, but they seem to happen with XRP way, way more than any other crypto out there. Why is that? People think, oh, it's that one wallet is mixing with the other wallet or the one blockchain with the other blockchain. There's two different chains and one has a much higher price than the real one. I don't really know what to think of that. You'd have to show me some kind of proof in order to believe that. Is it just legitimately a glitch in the code, or you sometimes see these things on CoinMarketCap where they just give the wrong price or they have the wrong chart, or I click on something and it's not really what I was looking for. What's that glitch? I don't know. I don't think there are two prices of XRP. I think there's one price, and it's right now at 60 cents. Back to the comments. Where are we at? Daniel's up in the clouds. Yeah, he is. Literally up in the clouds. Really cool, Daniel. I remember seeing you record that once. Nice. Yeah, let's get some video. You flying, man. You probably got a GoPro. Throw a GoPro on your chest or on your head or something, or in your plane, and let's get some photos or some video. Need a mechanic? He knows the guys. Okay, so Timsky knows a guy who's a mechanic, or maybe he is a mechanic. I think the next run would be mainly speculative. Yep, that's the word I was looking for. Thanks, Tim, for filling that in for me. Hype or speculation. We're going to see another speculation one, which is, it's totally fine with me. That gives us more time. And a speculation-driven market I think it's going to be way more volatile, and there's going to be way more opportunities for profit for those of us who have been here long enough to be able to take advantage of that. And hopefully new guys and gals coming in can get some education, and protect themselves, but they probably won't. They're going to get wrecked, and they're going to run to the regulators to say, hey, look that's why these guys are scams, and you need to shut them down. Looking forward to the utility run, right? And who knows when that's going to be. I was saying before, and I'm wrong. I was saying 24, 25. It may not be. It may be longer than that. Just an uneducated person taking wild guesses, wild swings at it. Hype run, then stays longer because the use case puts the super cycle. I like that idea, Daniel. I think I heard you mention that before. The idea of a super cycle just because, it's been a longer bear market, there's more consolidation, doesn't make sense. But, another hype run based on, spot Bitcoin ETF, maybe that's the catalyst that pushes us off. Maybe, along with that, we get the, settlement between the SEC and Ripple, and then that case is all done, and that's going to bring a little bit more hype into the market. Hopefully, no more wars or crazy things going on that kind of put a damper on that. But yeah, I can kind of see that. I guess give us a year or maybe a little longer of a hype run or a speculative run, and then have some use case start coming out. Have actual large noticeable businesses starting to use it, starting to advertise it, letting it be known that, hey, this stuff is safe. These things are safe. We're using it for this purpose. You may see this, in your bank account, your financial transactions may look like this now. You know what I mean? There's going to be some sort of transition over the next, decade that's going to get us there. XRP under $1 is a bargain. Yeah, to me too. I think there's no doubt in my mind, just, my own speculation, passing the all-time high, in the next, 6 months or so, I think it's definitely doable. $10 XRP sounds absolutely normal to me. When am I a seller? I don't know. We'll see. I'm in no hurry to sell it. I've been holding for 6 years. I can hold another year or two. My cousin Damien got to play under John Thompson at Georgetown. Also got to play one season with Allen Iverson, really, before AI made himself eligible. Nice. Well, that's really cool. Thanks for sharing that, Max. Iverson had a pretty good crossover. I wouldn't know. I mean, I know the name, of course. I've probably watched him play, but I'm just not a basketball fan. Yeah, too bad. Thompson passed away years ago as well. College hoops are losing legendary coaches. Sad. Yes, AI and Kyrie, best crossovers. Again, I'm taking your word for it. Might be time to stock up on ETH before the ETF hype really takes off. We all have an ETH ETF up here in Canada. Really? This is not futures, right? We're talking about spot in Canada. So they're for sure coming for you guys. Yeah, and I've heard them talk about it. ETH. They're even talking an XRP, and there could be, one or two more. And I don't know how many you can go down the list, where at what point in the top 10 you have to stop. But, I think an XRP ETF with the SEC, I think that's probably off the table right now. Since them, just getting absolutely kicked in the nuts. I don't think they're going to want to talk to Ripple about a spot XRP ETF. That just seems very, very weird to me. But yeah, ETH definitely could absolutely blow up here. If an ETF or an ETH ETF, hard to say, gets approval. That's crazy times. I mean, honestly, here's how I look at ETFs. Unfortunately, I don't really think it's good long term if you're really into, making money with crypto. But it's really going to show the rest of the world or the rest of the market, the financial market, that, hey, now this government agency thinks that Bitcoin is safe enough to approve this, right? So it's good to go. That's going to bring a lot of confidence from these other financial institutions and banks to maybe start onboarding and having custody of crypto. It's going to create a lot more confidence in the market. I think that's going to help take off, what we need in order to move this to the next level. And ETH, for an Ethereum ETF, beyond that to me is just insane. And that's really showing the rest of the financial world that it's here to stay. They trust it. These huge BlackRock companies are buying these things up. I think that's really going to help the crypto market get that adoption that's going to be needed. But at some point, the crypto market is going to become the stock market, and, getting 10, 20%, maybe 30% if you're lucky, during the year is going to be the norm. And that's probably a decade away. Down the yellow brick road. Yep. Gensler says it, but he's the Benedict Arnold of crypto. Used to do lectures. Yes. Yes, even talking about great. Yes, yeah, and I've seen tons of videos where he's actually talking about XRP and Ripple and how it was great for liquidity and cross, and all this stuff. While he was teaching, I think at MIT, it was great then, but as soon as he became commissioner of the SEC, he really changed his tune because he's really, really good friends with Senator Warren, who hates crypto, and a couple other senators out there that hate crypto. So, I think maybe it could go something like this, right? They promise him, hey, we're going to make you U.S. Treasurer, because I think that's what he was going for. We're going to make him promises, but you're going to do this for us, right? You're going to help try to crush this crypto thing. Because crypto thing, right, initially a year or two ago was bad for banks. Remember Jamie Dimon stating to his employees, if I find any of my traders buy crypto, you're fired. All the while, the entire time he was financing Ethereum and he was accumulating Ethereum and he was buying other cryptos. I'm getting a little dry throat here. So yeah, we got that to look forward to. The Jamie Dimons of the world. Say one thing, do another. Yes, he was big on algo. They just rebranded. Yep. So the instructions can either buy or sell higher and make money. So the instructions can either buy or sell higher and make money. I think BTC was created by Templar Knight because of the association with number 13, established on January 3rd. 3, and the B in the logo is actually a 13. Huh. Okay, that's new to me. I thought today there was today is the 15th day of, I thought it was Bitcoin coming out. But you're saying January 3rd. I'm going to have to look that up. I thought, yeah, today was the 15th year anniversary of something in crypto. I just heard it on somebody else's channel. I posted a video on X a while ago. Okay, maybe I must have missed it. Look forward to utility run as well. Yeah. Yeah. Just be careful what you wish for, because with that utility run becomes less volatility comes with that, which means less money to be made in the market. Sniff, that's interesting. I have a strong feeling on Stellar, not a fortune teller, of course. Sorbent should go mainnet by end of the year. 70 plus projects onboarded. Franklin Templeton partnership. Yeah. Yes. Look at. I have no doubts that Stellar is going to do very well. Very well. If Ripple doesn't get their act together and doesn't start actually pushing all of these partnerships that they have and getting this thing flowing, I think Stellar could pass up XRP as far as use case out there in the world. SHX has really been, I don't even know what the heck that is, Tim. This is how behind I am. So I haven't been, diving into crypto every day like I was before. Now it's just kind of, I'm just getting back into it this week. Like this was my week to do it. I agree, Tim, that too. Yep, both BTC and ETH. Yes, weird. Okay, it's like I said, that's going to be crazy. If you got two of those out there, and the regular people who don't know much about crypto and they're scared and they don't want to have self custody, right? These spot Bitcoin ETFs through these financial institutions is where they're going to go, right? That's what happens to the market, right? When you need to bring maybe what seemingly sketchy financial instruments out there to the rest of the world who don't want to enter the world of crypto. They don't want to set up their own wallet. They don't want to have cold storage. They don't want to do any of that. They just want to buy and have a little piece of it so that they can benefit, from that market. I mean, it's the way to go. It's the only way it's going to go. But how far does it go? How long does it take before it takes the shine off the crypto industry? Need to cover that more. FBTC and FETH by Fidelity up here. Okay, I'm going to have to look that up. Yeah, definitely. Thanks for that. I appreciate that info, Timsky. You better make your money in this bull run. Worldwide regulation institutional money will kill these. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. It's going to turn into a highly manipulated market like everything else is. Right? Like all these, multi-trillion-dollar companies, they're going to control everything. That's just the way it is, right? So that's the world we live in. He was building the blockchain. I agree, Daniel, but there's always going to be opportunities. Look at just like the stock market, right? If you're into it and you're into that research, or maybe you know somebody who knows somebody and they can give you some tips and tricks on what to look for. There's some diamonds in the rough out there in the stock world. They're not easy to find, and they kind of are few and far between. But you get out there and you can put your money into something and make good money over time, or maybe even in the short term on some penny stocks. Stronghold SHX. Okay, thank you. It's been a while. It's on XLM. Great company. Thanks, Tim. Worth the look. I appreciate it. Well, I was going to go over some other things, but really tonight was all about, I just wanted to get back online, wanted to, reach out to everybody, and I appreciate everybody who showed up. I wanted to also talk about MMAI and the fact that they're still building. There's nothing wrong with them taking their time. Yes, I would love for them to come out with a weekly series and answer questions and give us, all these things and really pat us on the head and make us feel good. But that's not really what their job is. So, we're going to have differences of opinion. I'm a big boy. I think I can handle the weight. I don't think they're draining liquidity out, out the back end and buying themselves Lambos and driving off. I think they're just working. So that is where I'm going to go. I'm going to continue to talk about MMAI. Hopefully, I'm going to have some of the other people in the community come on the channel and we can discuss it. Like I said, I really would like to go through, the scenarios that can happen in the future. Let's just assume the wallet gets out there, right? And we're at like a 1 million. Where are we at? We're at a $1 million market cap right now. It's so low. I don't know if Dex Tools went down, but let's see. MMAI. I mean, right now it sits at a $1.2 million market cap. We've got less than 1,100 holders, right? And then the holders is just wallets, and I've got 3 wallets myself, so it's less than 1,000 holders, I would say, as far as people go. And where can this go? $1.2 million? That's nothing. Literally, that is nothing in the space. Let's see. Just a cursory glance. Let's say it goes up to $100 million market cap, right? Which I think, let's see, I don't know how to get, that's just my watch list. Show 100 at a time, $100 million market cap. Where does that get you in the crypto world? Not in the top 100, maybe in the top 200. Let's see, 178. Hopefully you guys aren't getting dizzy from that. MobiCoin, PundiX. I remember this from many, many years ago. 116. So you're not even in the top 200. Right? You're still sitting down here. Why are these? Okay, I'm confused. Why is the market cap at 16 billion? What the heck? What is going on here? 8 billion. Raptron is 8 billion. I think there's something wrong here. Anyway, so I mean, you get what I'm saying, right? And that could put it up into the top 300 tokens, which isn't extremely impressive. Where does Pepe sit? Right? You know what I think about Pepe? Is it in the top 100? Let's see, Pepe. I guess I could search for it, but that would be too easy. Pepe, there it is, right there. $500 million market cap, right? And it does literally nothing, right? It's just hype, just speculation. I mean, did a very good job, at doing what they did. It's 74. I mean, this is insane. This is the insanity I'm talking about. Yeah, and you be quiet, Daniel. All right. Nobody wants to hear from you, man. U.S. Cowboys still have DeFi to ride the volatility waves after mass adoption. Well, us Cowboys. I'm sorry, us Cowboys. Yeah, we're going to look for something. Obviously, we've been out here in the space for a long time. We're going to look in the nooks and crannies and try to find anything we can to get a leg up and make extra money. You have 3 wallets too. Yeah, see exactly what I'm talking about. So there aren't 1,100 holders. There's definitely less than 1,000 holders. Yeah, Pepe, no. Pepe. But I mean, it's impressive, right? Where they sit. No matter what I say, I mean, you can't argue with this. $500 million. If MMAI is sitting at $500 million, What is that? It means that they're like 5 cents. I think. I think it's at 5 cents, right? 5 cents times 10 billion tokens. I think that's 500. I think that's 500 million. Anyway, dude, 5 cents, right? I'm a multimillionaire. Okay, I would love for them to be at the Pepe level. I'd love for them to be at the 200 level here. I'm totally fine with that. Still a millionaire. Bring it on. But these are the kinds of things we can discuss, right? We can have fun with it. They could go to zero. I mean, who knows? But I do have faith that they're gonna pull through. They're gonna bring something through. There's so much utility out there. There's so many things to offer. At some point in the future, I think they're going to do that. Maybe they don't. Maybe not all of them manifest themselves in the same way, or they have this same success level. But the fact that they're out there building and that they have connections that they have, and they're making, the partnerships that they want to make, I think that means good things for MMI in the future. People love the frog. Yeah, they must. Haven't bought a meme token since January 22. Yeah, well, you know what? You're probably okay with that. I have. I'm going to admit, but I've gotten out of them. I own nothing right now. Tim, you mean Pepe loves the Forge? You stop that, Daniel. However, I may buy the Jesus token perfect. How does Jesus not get a perfect 100 out of 100 on Token Sniffer? I mean, that would be sacrilegious. The Jesus token. Now you're going to make me look it up. Is that even a real thing? Please tell me that's not a real thing. Holy crap. This is this, well, this was 6 months old. It's 5 months old. This one here, this one's on Ethereum. I mean, it's not horrible, but it's 7 zeros and a 5. That tells me it's a shitcoin. Sorry, Jesus. I apologize. What does it do? Probably nothing. Thanks, Max. Thanks for pointing that out. You made my night. Yeah, that's the one. Okay, all right. The top one, yeah. Well, this one is the Ethereum one. So, interesting. I don't see now. Now you're going to make me go into. Now I have to look at this. Let's see. Will it take me to a website? No, it doesn't have a website. Let's see. Let's go to Etherscan. Let's look at the holders. Well, it's got 6,000 holders. But does Jesus hold the top? Like, is he holding this 79%? You would think he would. Or actually, you know what? Would Jesus just give all of his away? I think he would donate his or give it all away to the poor. That would make sense. Okay, I don't want to know anything more. This making me feel weird. I feel a little icky inside now. Look at it on CMC. No. Look at all-time lows. Compared to the high. Oh, I see what you're saying. Let's see. Let's get up here to Jesus. No, it looks like they've changed up their UI a little bit. Well, let's see. Whatever time frame. 1 hour. Let's go 12-hour. Yeah, okay. So it looks like 6 zeros. I mean, it's not really that impressive. I mean, if you go from 706 to 601, that's not huge. I mean, if that's what you want me to look at, but see, even Jesus loves coins. Don't you start it, Daniel. Damn it. I heard about Jesus token on Shill Tank the other day, pump and dump. Yeah. Really? Yeah, pump and dump. That seems about fair. Far left side. Okay, so what am I looking at over here? Gainers and losers. Is that what you're talking about? Wow, what's this one? This one went up 10,000%. Crazy. Scroll down a little. Okay. All right. I know you give me instructions here. What am I looking for? Am I looking for Jesus on here? See, I don't look at this stuff at all. I do. I do not. Hamos, Halloween meme something. Pepe 2.0. Look at that. Shitcoin. Shitcoins are us right here. Let's see. What have we got? Yes, that's had to run a while back. No, not getting. Oh, all right. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about on that. Oh, far left side. Yeah. Yeah, you're running me down a rabbit hole here. They'll rug Jesus. Yes. Yeah, they're going to rug. Definitely. I hardly look at that stuff too, Sean, but at least it gotcha. All right, I gotcha. So yeah, anyway, yeah, I think that's all I got for you. So I just wanted to rant my little rant and let everybody know just to relax a little bit. Just relax a little bit. I think it's going to be fine. Hopefully Austin and these guys will come out and come out with another AMA or just even Austin come out and just make a little video and say, you know what, it's fine. This is what we're doing. This is what's going on. They're not going to give time frames, of course, and we don't want them to give time frames. But keep in mind, again, the people that complain are most likely the people that are literally only looking at price action. They don't really care about the project or the devs or the community. They just want that price action to go up enough for them to sell their tokens and move on. And unfortunately, those people are the people I don't really care about. So I do care about the project. Then this is the one, right? This is the one project I care about. Maybe another one's going to come along in the future. Don't know. But for now, that's it. I care about XRP. But you know what's funny is actually I have more, I think in terms of gains, realistic gains, right? If I can say that, realistic gains I can possibly see in the future. I'm going to make way more money with MMAI than I will with XRP. Right. And that's, and of course, if XRP, you wait 10 years and it goes to $1,000 or whatever, then yeah, that would be a lot of money if I was able to hold it that long, which I'm not going to. I'm going to take profits along the way, and that's going to make me enough money to where I don't need to hold it for 10 years. So you got to take those things into account as well. Maybe Jesus token can resurrect Mononoke. There's probably a couple of good ones. They could. Maybe, well, no, not Terrarium. Screw those guys. Shibnobi, I thought that one might actually hit, but you know what? When we look back at it now from where we're standing and what we know from before, that one never had a chance. It literally never had a chance. All of those projects that had no intention of doing anything outside of crypto, they were only crypto-centric projects. I don't think the market's big enough for them to ever really gain traction and to be successful. Nor did they really have a really great, business model or idea. You can reskin, what was it, Uniswap, and call it your own, which I think is what they did. But right, that business model, the idea, the utility they had promised everybody, I just don't think that was ever going to be successful. And I don't think any of these are ever going to be successful long term. MMAI is the one I choose. XRP, of course, and all the Bitcoins and Ethereums and Cardanos, even those, you never know, right? These are all repeats of blockchains and who's going to be the winner, and we may see a few of them, but I'm hoping in 10 years, this thing gets pared down to about 200 to 300 different, projects, and the rest of them are probably just going to go away. They're going to realize that there just wasn't any use case for them. Vit came in the other day and said their score was 5. Who was that? Timsky, that Michael Mabry makes money on Mononoke. I owned Mononoke back in the day. I'll be honest. I did. Probably one of the first shitcoins I got into. And there had to have been a dozen that I can't even remember. I got so wrecked on Mononoke and Clifford Inu. Okay, Max, look at you. Have you lost money on Clifford Inu? I wonder who's to blame for that one. Clifford Inu, right? The big red dog. Guys, let me tell you about a great project I really believe in. Austin Hilton. Yes, classic Austin Hilton. I will cover MMAI if I can get Andrew on a live AMA to say out loud with 200 people watching. Rets go. Who's that? Rets. What's Rets? I don't know if you might. I mean, we can always ask him, right? I mean, as far as I know, he's a pretty decent guy. I would love for you to start talking about MMA on your channel. You got a bigger channel. I think you're going to have a much bigger channel than I've got. Honestly, in the future, I would love to be cover only MMA. You know, a year from now, if there's the utilities out there and the use cases dropping, and and they've got some real world marketing happening. And you can see the wave building. And I'll cover nothing but MMA. It would be in my best interest. Wolverine. Yes, another one. Jeez. Hara says, Rets go. Oh, don't. Okay. I got you. I'm not even going to go into that. Okay. If I was at work, I would, but even though this is my unfiltered, live streams, I can't go down that road. I still own Mononoke. I keep those things like a serial killer keeps trophies. Nice. BTFA. Oh my God. Yeah. What an absolute dumpster fire that thing was. I'm not making fun of MMI. It's solid shot. No, yeah, no, I don't. No, I'm not worried about that, man. Not at all. Tevsky. Yeah. All right, guys and girls, if there's anybody out there. I think this is the end of it. Actually, it was a lot longer than I thought I was going to go. I do appreciate you all showing up. I'm going to be, basically, it's going to be Wednesdays and Saturdays for me for the foreseeable future for live streams. Same time, Wednesdays and Saturdays. I don't know if I'm going to call my Saturday stream something different. I don't think it really matters. It's just going to be, kind of news of the week, talking about what's going on out there, and maybe having some people on who want to get back on and chat it up about whatever your heart desires. So, with that, I bid you adieu, and we will hopefully we'll see you guys on Saturday live stream, same time, 5:00 Pacific. And like the stream, if you would be so kind, tell your friends and family. Come and visit the Crypto Smith on YouTube. All right. We'll see you guys. Peace out.